Well, hello, friends. It's Christy with Creative Profits Academy. And last week we started our first session on creating an email list by going over the MailChimp platform that I'm recommending that you use for creating a sequence of automated emails. Eventually you're going to be automated, but initially you'll start out by sending them out once a week as you create blogs on your site, and you'll send them out to your email list. And we're going to be integrating that with our website blog by having an opt-in PDF on our site that they will click on, and in order to download it, they'll have to enter the email address. So last week we were doing the overview, and we left off when we were evaluating some of the fields that I had added to my opt-in form, and I had particularly added a phone number to the form, thinking that maybe I could use that for SMS marketing later on, and that turned out to be a disaster, and I was explaining why. So let's pick up where we left off in our last session, and then we're going to dig down deep into how to evaluate tracking and metrics with MailChimp to be able to tell what's performing and how to improve our concepts and ideas that we are portraying in the blogs, where we can make some sales and affiliate commissions. I had another field on this list where I decided to go ahead and try collecting people's phone numbers. Why? Because in a paid account, MailChimp offers SMS marketing, which is where your account, if you have a phone number for your customer or your potential customer, your contact, if they have their phone number in there, you can send them text messages. And that's a pretty neat feature. And I thought, well, that'd be fun to try. Let's just add the phone number field. That was a mistake. Boy, I did not realize how that would affect my conversions. I went a whole month with only 2 signups in that entire month. And I was getting, 3 to 5 signups. Very rarely 1 sign up, but 3 to 5 was pretty common for me in a week. I'm over the summer. People are looking at my YouTube channel. They're seeing my new videos that I'm putting up. Why am I getting no signups? And then I remembered I added phone number as a required field. And what I found was the 2 signups that I had that entire month put in fake numbers just so that they could get through that required field. And I said, that's what I changed. That's what I did. And that, of course, threw off my opt-in metrics. Actually, just didn't get hardly any opt-ins. So I'm going to encourage you guys, the less information you require, the better. If you want to do a personalized email, then require first name. But if that's not necessary for the way you're designing your blogs, then don't require it. And really keep it very simple for people, because you want to collect that email. It's their first contact with you, and you want them to feel good about their experience with you, because you're hoping in the future they might buy something as they get to see your content and see the quality that you provide. So I had gone in here and I'd put that phone number in, found out it was a bomb. So when I took it out, hopefully that's going to improve metrics. But this just recently happened. So you'll see on I'm going to show you my actual tracking of the emails that people are receiving, and you'll see how I don't have any new signups, and that's why recently in the last few weeks. Okay, let's go over here now. I'm going to take you over to the campaigns. When you send out a campaign and you're manually sending them out, they're going to be right here in this section. And what I did for Memorial Day is I sent this out, and I thought it'd be fun to do, and I put an image in, and I'll also set up, this is what you call an HTML email. Now I'm going to teach you to do really basic emails without a whole lot of graphics. I was testing this kind of to see what the metrics would be, because most of my emails don't have graphics, and the reason why is someone has to click to enable those graphics to show up in their emails when they come into their account, and it's one more possible deterrent to them accessing your information and going to your blog site. Every click and every action you have someone do to read your email can cut down on conversions. So I did this Perfect Picnic Ideas, goes right to my blog site, where I have all these options on Amazon where you can actually order the food and get that to your door if you want for your picnic. But all these things that I have on my page, people could see and they could click on. And I had not very much success as far as income on this particular email, but I figured, I just send it every week, and it wasn't a whole lot of high dollar price points. So what was ordered was very minimal, and so I didn't get a whole lot on it. And that's going to be the case on some of the emails you send out if you don't have products that are higher dollar. So I went ahead and embedded, because I tied my WooCommerce store products into this very same list, because I tied both websites together to run on the same list. It's the same niche, gardening, hydroponics kind of go together. Now to see the stats on how well your emails are performing, here we go over to the campaigns right here on the left hand side. You click all campaigns and then they all come up. And we've got the one that I was just showing you. We're going to look at the stats on that. How did that one perform? And you'll look over here. I had a 24% open rate, which is actually pretty normal for most of the emails that I send out. I've had this also with my ministry, and I've heard this is just standard in the industry. 20 to 30% open rate is very standard on email sequences like this, email automation. So I had 24% open rate and just under 1% click-through rate, which is really low. Usually I get much higher click-through rate. Some of my best ones, I'm going to go ahead and show you these because this is my automation that I have, which again, this was put in with the account originally when I got this account. It's grandfathered now, so I have an automation I was able to get at the very beginning when they first rolled out automations, and now you have to pay for them. But because I got this one, so many years ago, and I've been able to use it, without having to be charged for it, I can continue to run it. So I like to watch these metrics, and so I'll show you some things here in this. Of course, obviously the welcome is going to have a lot more higher percentage rate of opens because they sign up for a PDF and they expect to be able to get that. You kind of expect them to open it more. But even those that signed up for my PDF, to see that even with all in this case I had 900. If you look over here, I have 969 recipients and only 38.9% open, and these were people who requested the PDF. So just keep that in mind when you're thinking about emails and how many people you have subscribed. It's it's really hard to get something over 30%, even with the ones that want your information. And then you'll see the follow-up email where this one I'm offering my courses, my membership at discounted rates. And so I have a pretty good email that I send out where I'm like, hey, I've got this special offer for you. If you want to take advantage of it, this is my last email talking about the offer that we have. And so I have something like that on the follow-up. And that one has pretty good click-through rate as well, again, compared to the fact that the first one they signed up for only had a 38% open rate, 39. So 24% for the second one. And then you watch as the automation goes, those click-through rates and those open rates fluctuate quite a bit. Obviously, at the beginning, I had a 10% click-through. That means only 10% actually clicked to download my PDF that I had offered. So on the very welcome email, only 10%. And then you go to the follow-up, 6% looked at my special offer. And then number 3 is where I start just emailing out blogs with different affiliate products, but it's not really salesy at all. They're usually information blogs, as you can see by the titles. Benefits of growing with hydroponics versus soil grow, and do you need a pH meter? I mean, these are questions people have when they start hydroponics. So they're generally good. I get a good response on these, but even then, look at the open rates, 33%, 3.4% click-through. I can't seem to get higher than around 3%. Though on my good performing ones, it's around 3%. Here's a 4% one on the pH meter. Obviously, that's again a question a lot of them have. And then it starts to drop. By my 5th email, I have about a 28% click-through, 2.7% click-through rate, and a 28% open rate. So open rate means that's where they actually opened and read the email. or you assume they read it. And then the click through is they decide to click on the one link I give them to go look at the blog article. That's not a click to look at Amazon products. That's a click to just look at the article describing and going into detail on the topic. So I want to show you also here the benefits of providing additional aeration. That one had a pretty good click through. That was number 6. And then number 7 starts to drop. So from 6, right all the way up through 6 emails, I have the open rate right around in that 30 percentile, 30 to 40. And the click-throughs are right around, well, this is 2.5, but a lot of them, are 2.7, 4.0, 3.4. So it start out really well. And then all of a sudden, when we get to the 7th email in the series, that's when you really start to see it dropping. 21%, 2.7. Now, maybe they don't like the topic. That's entirely possible. Let's see if that goes up. Yeah, it goes up. On number 8, soil versus aquaponics growing. That one goes back up to a 35% open rate and a 4.2 click rate. So maybe when I see something like that where it just tanks and then it goes back up to the metrics I had before, perhaps the topic just isn't resonating as well with the audience. And so this is one, either I'm going to tweak the headline of the email, maybe just a little bit. I've got to think of another angle on this topic, or maybe I'll scrap it and just put a different topic in its place, because it's definitely not getting nearly the attention that I had been getting. All right, then we go to soil aquaponics. That one just did really well, and in fact, it was the best click-through rate after we got through those first 2 emails, 4.2%, where they actually clicked and read the article. And then we go down, and you can see, I'm still at 34% by number 9, but my click rate to actually read the article went way down. So apparently people were really curious about the headline or the topic that my email was about. And once they found out what the topic was on, they didn't care to actually read the article itself. So it could be a disconnect, although I was talking about how they clean out reservoirs in the actual article. Maybe they got enough information from the email that they felt like they didn't need to read the article to get more information on the types of products that can help them clean it out. That's entirely possible. I make the emails pretty short, like only a couple paragraphs. You saw the one example I showed you with all the HTML graphics, and these are all very basic emails. In fact, let me just click on this one. I think I can show you. Yep, it's going to let me bring it up so you can see it. So yeah, I make them very basic, and it's just a few paragraphs, and then I have the link below. But perhaps I just put too much information in this one, that they already got all their questions answered before they got to the article. That's entirely possible, because it is pretty long, and perhaps just shortening this, I might get a better click-through rate to where it'll actually take them to the website. And if you go to the website, the reason I want them to go to the website, let me show you this. It takes them into more details on the products, and then I have all these great links. And let's say they decide to use some of these links or these products and they want to shop for it. Of course, they get to use my affiliate links, which will help me earn some commissions if they buy some of these products. So it can be a really helpful, it's helpful to the earnings if you can get them to actually click on the article and go to the site. And then over here on the right sidebar, this is a really cool little plugin I'm going to show you how to use. It's only available, that I know of anyway, with WordPress, but it directly links and pulls products based on your topic directly into your blog. So it's really kind of neat. We're talking about, cleaning out hydroponic solutions, and they have some of the really cool hydroponic grow kits that people can buy. And it's right here on this sidebar. And so this is another reason I like to use this particular theme, because it gives you all these great little products that they can also get access to when they click on the articles. Okay, so that's one. I might do a little bit of work on this text to see if I can make generate more curiosity instead of answering all their questions, and get them to actually look at the blog. So that's kind of how I look at my emails and how I evaluate headlines. And of course, images, I don't do as much with the email. I did it on that one HTML, and you saw my actual clicks were way down because it required people to click on yes, you could show the images. And just looking at those picnic ideas compared to my usual overall automation emails that are just very basic, look at the difference you saw. My average clicks are around 2 to 3% versus this one that wasn't even 1%. So that shows you the value of going very simple with your emails and just one link, one call to action in your email that you send out. And I'll send an HTML one maybe once or twice a year. I thought picnic ideas might be a good time to have some of those images because it's summertime. On Memorial Day, people are thinking about gardening and maybe getting some of those greenhouses. So I felt like it was worth a test, but my clicks definitely show that either the topic doesn't resonate with my list, or I rather think it just it had too many images, and so people didn't want to click to try to see the article, and it's another action they have to do before they read what it's about. So I might do some more HTMLs and kind of see if that bears out with the percentage of ones. These other ones are tests of emails that are actually in my regular sequence, so they actually have some good click-through rate. But again, all these were HTML actually. This is the original version of one that had an HTML, and it was only, that one had 2%, that one had 1.6%. But yeah, I don't know, I just see much better performance overall when I go with a very basic plain email with just one link in it. So I hope this was helpful for you, and it gives you an idea of the value of having an email list and the abilities that you have with an email list to test different ad angle ideas. You could test them with your email first. That's another passive form before you start running paid advertising, and it could definitely help boost your income. And then also, now that I've given you a good overview of the MailChimp platform and how to set up your different emails and different tools that they have, now let's go ahead and do a landing page and create an offer for people to opt in. I have my PDF article ready to go, and so I'm going to go ahead and set that up now and show you guys how to do that. But I'll set that up in the next training. So this was the overview training, so you know how to use MailChimp. And in the next one, we're actually going to go and connect it with our PDF landing page offer.